As you wish, it shall be.
And what I wish for is breakfast!
And we're back. Alright, dudes. You're scanning the streets, making your way towards the keep. There's this large stone wall. The thing must be like 10 feet thick. It's huge. It only goes up maybe like 15 feet, but it is very, very stout. And the buildings beyond it are also quite stout. That same construction of big, giant, heavy stones, crudely carved and placed into position. Like the doorways are like not quite even. That sort of crude construction. There are guards milling about this area. Several posted in front of the main keep, and there's several posted in front of this smaller stone building as well, that you would assume would be the courthouse.
Well, Sid, what do you say we check out this courthouse? Maybe get what's ours and get out of here.
I reckon that's a good idea.
Okay.
I would like to approach one of the guards and... Excuse me, good sir. Do you happen to know where one Miss Amanda Bland would be?
Let me see. He looks at you with a raised brow and he says, Amanda Bland's office is fourth door on the right.
Fourth door on the right. Ah, why, thank you, sir. Proceed with your mundane day. Thank you very much. And I kind of wander off that way.
Okay. So you head into this building and there's a lot of doors with plaques on them with various names. And you come across the one, you follow his directions.
I'd like to start reading out the plaques, just in case Sid doesn't quite know his words.
Yeah, you read out several names.
This one says Tobias. Over here we have Walter. No Amanda yet, Sid.
You do find the
Bless
door
your heart.
that has the plaque, Amanda Bland, Department of Revenue.
This is an interesting way to spell Bland. Must be a southern dialect. There's 2 A's. Huh. There's definitely only one. It's a test.
There are 2 A's. I don't know.
You stop and count the A's in Amanda Bland, and surprisingly you find 4 A's.
Where they are, no one knows.
You also see the plaque that says Seymour Putter.
He was in that letter. I'd like to knock on Amanda Bland's door. Actually, no, I go in.
You open the door?
Yeah.
It opens up, and inside, as you push the door in, there's like papers all over the floor that get pushed aside, and there are stacks of books and scrolls and pens that like quills that are like floating around the room, like writing on them. And in the center of the room, on this massive wooden desk, there's this little lady, and she's writing down things feverishly, and pens are all doing the same motion as she is as she's writing, making multiple copies as she scribes things down.
Cecil, that's magic.
Yes. I saw something like this in wizarding school. It's a relatively low-level spell, but excuse me, ma'am. My name is Cecil.
She holds up her finger to.
Excuse me, ma'am.
She finishes her sentence and she slowly looks up. Can I help you?
Like I was saying, I am one Cecil Richard Alabaster Bertram Swordsway, and over here we have my friend Sid. We received these letters and instructing us to make our way to the Southland here and claim what is rightfully ours. I'm just hoping that perhaps you can point us in the direction of where we need to do that to sign said papers.
She pauses a moment, racks her brain, and she says, "Yes, I remember that letter. You're looking for the office of Seymour Putter. It's across the hall."
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, could you close the door on your way out? Thank you. She continues to write, burying her face in her paperwork.
We leave the door open.
I know, I'm definitely shutting the door, but not the peasants here. Let's go to Seymour Putter.
Pata?
As you go across the hall, there's a bench in front of the door, and there are two people sitting on this bench. One, a large orcish man of elderly years. His feet are chained together. He has soft gray skin and long curly brown hair. He stands about 6.5 feet or better. Next to him is another man, an older human, middle-aged, if not better. He also has some long auburn hair and rugged white skin that has been tanned from the sun. They look up at you both, turn and look at each other, and look back at you before clearing their throats and averting their gaze.
Sid leans down to the half-orc or orc man.
He looks full-blooded orc.
Full-blooded orc. He leans down and says, "Does this man have you with chains?"
The orc turns and looks to the human and then back at you. And the human clears his throat and says, "Are you Sid?"
Well, yes, friend, I am.
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Gorvinal. Gorvinal Roantree.
Gorvinal Growntree?
Roantree. Maybe perception checks.
That is
13.
22.
Okay. You notice that the orc next to him has a wooden foot. Yeah. And you also notice that this guy, he reaches out to shake your hand. Nope, never mind. You only notice the foot. He goes on to say, I believe Mr. Putter is expecting you.
Alright, friend. Can I ask you why this man's in chains over here?
He is bound, as is law.
No law that I follow.
He nods. I understand. And he looks to the orc and he smiles a little bit, like a reassuring smile. And the orc just looks down at his feet.
Wooden foot. Why is he missing a foot?
We used to only chain one foot. Now we chain both.
Ah, yes. Well, very interesting, very interesting. Well, on to Seymour Putter. Follow me, Sid.
Sid reluctantly follows him.
Let's try not to stir too much trouble just yet. We need to get our property.
So you push open the door to Seymour Putter's office. It is very barren inside. There's nothing hanging on the walls. There's very little light. Only a couple of candles on the desk that emit a soft amount of light. And you see a pale, hairless man. No eyebrows, no facial hair or hair on top of his head. Sitting there behind the desk, peering over his spectacles at you.
Good morning, Mr. Putter. As I've explained to numerous people today, I am Cecil Richard Alabaster Bertram Swordsway. And this here is Sid.
Howdy.
And we both received these letters, and yeah, I just like my inheritance, and then I can leave.
He turns to Sid. May I have your full name?
Sid tells him. They call me Sid Valorian.
Sid Valorian? I thought it was Veranda.
Whatever.
Well, he pulls out his paperwork from his desk and he looks over it. Please, have a seat. And he points to the chairs in front of his desk.
I sit down.
I stand.
Mr. Sid. Mr. Cecil.
Excuse me, it's Mr. Swordsway.
Yes, Swordsway.
When one bears such a regal name, I understand the confusion.
I'm aware of your
Heavily
family.
politicized.
As are most. Yes.
You're here to claim your inheritance.
I suppose so. I mean, I must be quite honest. I didn't even really think I had one, but Aunt Bobbly, she was always a little funny in the head. Clearly a little strange if she married a relative of this one, but here we are. So...
Hey, friend, you hold your tongue when you talk about her.
Oh, well, I mean, she is my relation, not yours. So, but I understand. You like to look upon those that are more noble than you. Anyways, here we are.
This fucking guy.
Damn it.
According to my paperwork here, you are the proud inheritors of Swordsway Manor and Sugar Rush Farms,
Man.
God, I haven't stayed in a manor.
located in the small town of Helix.
Helix, that has a nice little ring to it. Rather regal.
Swordsway Manor, a 5-bedroom home including kitchen, dining room, library, den, conservatory, bathroom, and cellar.
5 bedrooms?
It's quite the estate. And Sugar Rush Farms, 150 acres of farmland with barn, farmhouse. And it says here, tended by 6 orcs, 4 uroks, and 2 employees.
Tended by.
So, I noticed that you mentioned the servants' quarters, the 5 bedrooms. What about the manor? There was no mention of that.
No, the manor is 5 bedrooms. The farmhouse is a separate entity.
Huh. God, it's only a quarter the size of my pool house, but I guess beggars can't be choosers. I'm not a beggar, but
With power invested in me from the Department of Revenue, I have transferred ownership of the estate and the business venture into your names. Along with this comes a debt of 128,723 pieces of gold.
Sid's mouth drops to the ground.
do you take check?
We accept gold pieces.
Okay.
We accept silver, but not copper.
Listen, friend, in a lifetime, I would never be able to repay that debt.
Yes, unfortunately, it may take your lifetime, as this debt is now bonded to you.
Oh.
Hey, listen, friend, I haven't signed anything yet.
So what sort of revenue does this manor produce each year?
He fiddles through his paperwork and he says, it appears to have been operating at a loss for some time now.
Right on, Bailey. Babley, excuse me. What was your guy's name? Your uncle?
Charth.
Char.
Yeah.
Old Uncle Char.
That's what happens when you marry down, I
He
suppose.
was never one for the numbers, but sure could break a horse. AKA your aunt.
Ugh.
He says, Mr. Roantree is outside waiting for you. He's ready to escort you to your estate.
How far is it from here, would you say?
Traveling by wagon 2 days.
Oh, so much travel. Is there any way to get a good little bite to eat before we hit the road?
I'm sure there's plenty of restaurants and feast halls within the walls of Saccharine Keep to satiate
Yes.
your...
I too am sure of that, but where in particular?
He says, he looks you up and down and says, well,
We haven't eaten anything proper in what feels like months.
may I recommend the Grinning Lion, then, if you are
The grinning lion.
prevailed.
Yes, I remember reading about that, and the Bible of Feathers, and they have 1.5 feathers, which is relatively decent. Known for their pork chop, if I do remember.
Yes.
Or was that the 4th feather?
Do they allow service animals, friend?
He looks to your dog. He says, if you are to bring the beast, I perhaps would recommend a more modest accommodations. Perhaps The beer golem?
Oh, that's got a ring to it.
That's not ringing any bells for me. Well, thank you very much. I guess one final question before we leave. How would you recommend we pay this debt? Do you take it monthly? Would you like it all at once? What are we talking here?
If you have the means to pay it all at once, by all,
Yes, I believe Sid here has it, but personally I myself never carry that much coin.
Why don't we put it on your brother's tab?
Fuck chat.
The coin can be delivered here to my office.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we will have one of our employees deliver it every other month.
Yes, there is compound interest, but I'm sure you can handle it.
Compound interest.
Interest? What are you interested in?
Will that be all, my friend?
Well, thank you, friend. I hope you have a glorious day.
I leave for the other room. As soon as I enter, which one of you is Groundtree?
And the man, the human being, human, clears his throat and says, I'm Rowntree. Was it Rowntree? Rowntree. I'm Rowntree.
Ah, yes. Okay, Groundtree. We were told that you now work for us, and you will be paying us approximately 8 gold a week in order to do so. And you need to lead us to find a little place to get some breakfast before we hit the road.
I see. Yes,
I don't know.
Did you just work in that he's paying us?
Yeah.
he looks you up and down, and he says, I know a small place, the House of Purple Silks.
Also, purple silks. Oh.
It may have something that will...
Friend, that sounds sexy.
Oh, it is. Well, a story for another time.
It haunts my dreams to think about what you two would find sexy. But lead on.
Just the word silk.
Yes, like I said,
Silk.
will you please bathe that mongrel soon? It's quite smelly.
So
He doesn't mean it.
he looks at the orc when you call. I'm assuming you're calling the orc the mongrel. He looks at
Oh,
the.
no, I was talking about the dog.
Oh, okay,
I don't even acknowledge that the orc is there.
right. This man, he's probably about 50 or so. Stands up, and as well as the orc, also stands up. He says, "Well, shall we lead you to the House of Purple Silks?"
One last thing, friend. You take these chains off.
Not so sure I'd recommend that. At least not while we're in the walls of Saccharin. There's a level of tradition, how should we say, modicum of respect we should uphold.
Unfortunately, Mr. Swordsway is correct.
I always am, unfortunately, for most.
While within the walls of the city, it would raise too much attention if we were to remove the chains. But know that I appreciate your sentiment and
Lead on!
agree.
Sid looks at the orc and he's like, things will change, friend.
Yes, we're gonna have to get another pair for you.
The orc just looks at you and gives you a slow nod. As you wish, it shall be.
And what I wish for is breakfast!
So they
We're
lead.
so good at this character.
I'm a little freaked out.
Playing the person that you should be.
This is like what I want to be in real life. I just can't get away with. I was like, get the shit beat out of me.
So it leads you out of the courthouse, and they lead you back towards the dock district, and to
Watch out for
a
thieves, gentlemen.
wooden building. You notice now that you have this imposingly large orc with you that people are giving you a much wider berth as you walk through town.
Some level of benefit to having you around.
When you reach this building, it is a wooden building, 2-story building. The second story sort of overhangs the first in a bit of a way. And all of the windows are adorned with these purple silk curtains. He says, well, I recommend the cockatrice omelet.
Cockatrice omelet.
Me and Mr. Rurig here, actually he says, me and Mr. Death Song will be waiting outside. He's referring
Cockatrice
to your orc.
omelet. Did you not know I was vegetarian? What? How dare you try and poison me with this cockatrice?
Well,
I would
suppose
recommend in the future knowing your master's needs before I need to explain them.
the cabbage is also quite good.
Ah, yes, cabbage. Love cabbage.
Sid is slowly getting more and more irritated. Just like, what the fuck? Who is this guy?
So you walk into this restaurant, what appears to be a restaurant, some sort of tavern. The lighting inside is very dim and also emitting purple light from these little lanterns with purple glass. So the whole thing is bathed in this like soft purple glow as you walk in. And a voluptuous woman wearing a scantily clad outfit greets you. Seats for two?
Ah, yes. Oh, this quite reminds me of the bent nail from back home. A little less, but still the same vibe.
Yeah, you can tell the decor is cheap at best. The silk is of low quality.
Silk is actually canvas.
Yeah, it's you touch it and it's rough. It's whatever spider spun that silk is.
Yeah.
It's got a bad diet. In any case, she
Doritos
leads
and
you.
Bang.
Doritos and Bang is on the menu.
I can feel the bang coursing through my veins.
She leads you to a
Definitely
seat,
twitching as fuck right now.
like a booth seat, and you guys sit down. And she says, "Can I start you off with something to drink?"
Ah, yes. I would love a tea.
Yes, of course. Sweetened or un?
Oh, sweet as I am. Most definitely.
Of course. And for you, sir?
I'd like a popping hot... Can't talk. Piping hot milk, please.
Piping hot milk.
Yeah.
That is an order.
Cow, sheep, or ox?
Here, I thought he was going to say orc.
Sheep, please.
Sheep milk. Very well. And she hurries off to the kitchen. And you hear from the back, hot sheep milk!
Piping hot, sir.
And you hear pots and pans banging around in the back. A short while later, your drinks arrive. You get a cup of tea with a cup of the whitest sugar you have ever seen. And you, a cup of curdled sheep milk with steam emitting from the top.
Well, I must admit, Sid, I've never read about curdled sheep's milk in the Feather Bible Food Guide, but I guess this is the first time for everything.
Just like my mom used to make it, man.
You definitely are from the Charth side of the family, aren't you?
Just try it. I shove a little in his face.
No. Is there a menu in perchance?
Yeah, they produce a menu. There's some fantastical looking items on there, you know, like...
Ah, yes. None of this will do. I would like a mushroom omelet with 2 pieces of moss on the side, and perhaps a little sauce of velouté with more mushrooms.
Oh, of course, yes. I'll see what we can do. And
Yes,
for
yes,
you,
yes.
sir?
You're on one of them plant-based diets, friend?
Well, you know, meat just slows the mind.
Yeah, friend, I'll just stick with the milk.
Of course. Would you like a pitcher?
A pitcher of milk would be great.
Okay.
Extra curdled.
A moment later, she comes back with that order as well. Sets it down in front of you. Anything else you'd like to do in this while you're chowing down on your food?
I think Sid wants to order food for the boys outside.
Okay. What are you ordering them?
Some sort of traditional orc meal. I don't know, just some like meaty hearty breakfasts.
Yeah. She's like, I'm sorry, but we do not serve orc food here. But I will give them the Grand Slam.
Perfect.
And it's like some sort of pig bacon or something. And,
Some sort of pig bacon.
yeah, as opposed to various other forms of bacon.
Yeah.
And, some eggs and a little to-go mug of coffee.
Thanks, darling.
Well, now that we've had breakfast, I'm also rating this within the back pages of my food guide. There's an add your own section, and this place has gotten half a feather.
Seems about right.
Sid
Out of
gives
a
them,
total 13.75 feathers.
Jesus.
Sid gives them the full feathers and writes, perfect curdled milk. And he just has like a really gross crust stash, milk stash.
Nice.
That is fantastic.
Excuse me, cousin, but
What?
you have shit on your face.
Oh, shit. Shit, you say.
All right, you guys finish up eating. You step back outside. You have your to-go boxes for the 2 Grand Slams for your employees out front. Gorvinal and Rurig look up at you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course, friend.
Oh, that's for them. Oh,
Well, there's meat in it. It's not for you.
true, very true. But yeah, okay, wow. Huh. Don't you eat that in public.
Who are you trying to do? The orc?
Just the ground.
Just bossing the ground.
So you guys gather up your things. And Gorvinal says, well, we should probably set out soon before it gets dark, unless you plan on staying in this godforsaken city another day.
This is a city.
Well, closest thing you'll ever see to a city this far south.
Oh, you're telling me it gets worse out there. Oh, interesting.
You may not like Helix, friend. It's, well, it might be below your standards.
Well, Helix may be just lucky enough to get someone of my stature to rise it from the mud. Shall we take leave?
Yes, if we could only be so lucky.
Ah, your day has come, good sir, for luck has favored you.
He leads you over towards this area of town where there's like big stables and areas to like sort of get your caravans ready. There's big warehouses and there's a fair amount of other caravans assembling here. It's very close to the front gate. He leads you over to the small wagon that is his, and technically is your wagon.
First wagon.
Yeah, it is a sad little thing with big giant wheels that are reinforced with steel around the outside. And pulling these wagons are these massive horned beasts. They're like they look like oxen, but they're much larger, like much larger. And
Don't eat those, Sid.
Well, I would never, friend.
Mr. Gorvinal Roantree looks at you and he says, "Never seen an aurochs before, have you?"
I don't even know how to spell that. No, haven't. What is an aurochs?
It's a beautiful beast.
And he points at the large oxen. He
Well,
says,
I know. Okay.
they're native to the entangled coast.
Sid walks over and kind of examines it, looks at its hooves.
Um,
Does it have hooves?
It does have hooves. The hooves are about that big around, like the size of a dinner plate.
Do they bite?
He says, they will kick and they will gore. I wouldn't get too close, Mr. Sid.
He gets close.
Roll me an animal handling check at disadvantage.
I am not close.
Advantage. 17 plus...
Disadvantage.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. 11.
Okay. As you get close to this thing, it swipes its head at you with its horns
Oh, there! Watch out!
and smashes into you.
With a net 20, killing you.
Does 7 points of damage as it swipes
fuck.
you with its huge
Jesus.
horn. And Mr. Roantree runs up and like grabs you and pulls you back a few feet, and he says, "Careful, friend. Only the orcs have what it takes to handle the rocks."
Damn, friend, that hurt.
And the orc that you've come to know as Rurig Deathsong is like calming the orcs down, like whispering into its ear and petting it gently.
Look at that.
And it calms down like immediately.
Beautiful, friend.
Is it speaking like orcish to it?
Yeah. Do you speak orcish?
Yes. What's it saying?
You're a sweet little thing. It's okay. You're just a sweet little thing.
I don't let on that I know orcish at all, but I'm very disturbed.
You speak orc?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's cool.
Oh, this pretzel.
Oh yeah, your nanny,
Yeah.
Consuela.
Yeah. Swear.
It seems like the other caravans are sort of all getting together as if they're all planning on leaving together.
Ah, are all of these ours?
No, unfortunately not, but it is safest on the roads to travel in groups.
What are we trying to avoid?
A number of things.
I'm amazed you know what numbers are, but do tell.
Well,
Heavy eye roll.
he says that when traveling on the roads, it's important to bring with you enough light. The darkness brings danger.
Well,
How does he put it? He says that the shadows in the jungles can be dangerous, and it's important to bring ample light. He says also that the roads have been known to attract bandits trying to make a quick coin off of the merchants traveling on them.
bandits. We don't have much of those up where I'm from. But I'm assuming you gentlemen have packed enough torches for us?
Yes, I've arranged to bring the necessary equipment
Excellent.
for any emergency
Personally,
situation.
I've never packed for anyone but myself, and I'm not planning on starting today.
And he like pats this large chest that sits right behind where the coachman would sit.
I would like to hop up upon the wagon.
Yep, there's like plenty of seating in the back. There's a few like barrels and chests in the back as well, but there's ample seating, and there's also a big cover over the back that overhangs the front and the back, so it keeps everything dry from the rain.
Is there like a ramp that comes down?
Yeah, there's like they have some boards that they can put out
I
to
pull the ramp down so that Finn can get up into the.
Finn like staggers up the board and hacks up a
Insist on
hairball.
having this smelly mongrel in here with me?
He'll grow on you, don't you worry.
Oh God, the stench will grow.
That's what grows.
You see a familiar face amongst the crowd, going from wagon to wagon. You see the young orc-blooded male known as Wally Gloomtree, carrying on his back a large sack. And he comes up to you guys. He's, "Oh, it's you.
Hey, Wally,
You're headed out. Where are you headed?
to our inheritance.
Is that towards Helix?
Just so happens to be in that direction. Yes. Where are you headed?
I'm hoping to make it my way that way as well."
What do you plan on finding in Helix? Perhaps you need a job. Cost you 8 gold a week to work for us. Hop on.
Well, if it gets me to Helix, I'll accept.
We shall see.
Wally, jump in. We'll keep an eye on you.
What you got in the bag there, boy? Better not be that grandfather.
Oh, don't worry about that. It's nothing.
You keep your head down, son. This is a dangerous area for your kind.
I know. I've gotten some looks since I've been here. I'm glad that I have some familiar faces, even if you did, well, defile my
Turn
grandfather's
your grandpa
corpse.
into an anchor.
Perhaps Mr. Deathsong has an extra pair of chains that you could throw on, to blend in.
Sid punches Cecil in the face. Like he just wants to knock him in the mud a little bit.
Okay.
I would like to try and avoid that.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Nat 20.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Mother.
You make solid contact. What's your strength modifier?
God, I really don't want to try and hurt him, but strength 11. I don't have any.
Okay, so you do 1 damage to him as you punch him across the face. Are you trying to shove him or punch him?
Yeah, punch.
Okay, so you punch him for that 1 damage across the face.
And I lean down while he's on the ground. And he's like, "You need to start treating these people with respect."
Oh, you rolled a 20?
Yeah.
You take 2 damage.
What people? I don't see any people. These are our employees. They expect to be treated this way.
Sid just walks away in disgust and gets on top not in the cabin, but like I'm assuming the longsword. Is he driving the oxen or whatever?
That's so.
Death Song.
Death Song, the orc, Rurig, Death Song, is sitting in the coachman's seat.
Yeah.
And there's like a spot on the floor that Gorvenal will like bolt his chains to.
Okay. Sid gets up there and sits next to him.
He like looks over at you and back at the aurochs in front of him.
I do wonder why we bolted him to the floor.
His feet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't make that known. And then, are we taking off?
It seems to be.
I'm gonna. Well, Wally, you drew the short straw. You take first watch, and I'd like to take get comfy and just kind of start flipping through Social Crystal.
Social crystal. You get comfortable and start sorting through.
Just rubbing your shades.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now that I have the bloody nose, I'll be like, shit.
Wally gently sort of props up his big sack that he's carrying with him in the
I'm
corner
down
of the
eyeballing
bar.
that thing.
And he sits down next to it.
Grandpa. I'm gonna snap a quick selfie for Social Crystal. Just got punched. Hashtag rocked. And then kind of blend into the surroundings essentially, but keep an eye on that bag. And more importantly, keep an eye on Wally for when he is not paying attention or falls asleep.
Okay. Continuing on. You guys, all these wagons start heading out of this main big gate. So you guys leave the gate. You're sort of in the back of the pack of these wagons. And when you get not even all that far, you're still like, you can still see the gate, but they wouldn't be able to see what exactly you're up to. Mr. Gorvenal goes over and unbolts the orc from the floorboards of the wagon, and he removes the chains.
I don't actually say anything, but I would like to notice that while mindlessly scrolling.
He doesn't try and hide it in any way.
Okay. How fast are these wagons going? Like, are they too fast to like walk?
You can walk along. It's going about the same walking speed as you.
Okay.
It looks like these aurochs don't really go much faster than you. They're pretty slow-moving beasts, but they can pull a lot.
Sorry, what was the guy's name again that unbuckled him? Gorval?
Gorvenal.
Gorvenal.
Gorgonal Grown Tree.
I guess when he does that, I kind of like look at him and I'm just like, Gorvenal friend, it looks like me and you have similar attitudes about some of the going-ons around here.
He nods a bit and he says, "This pleases me. I was quite concerned that, well, I don't know you both yet, but I can tell that, well, at least you, Sid, bear your uncle's passion for shedding generosity to those less fortunate,
Yes,
the orcs. I've known Mr. Deathsong a long time now. He holds only but good in his heart.
Yeah, but I believe that too. And that for short time I've known him, he seems like a good fella.
Yes, I'm sure you will have the same admiration for the rest of our workforce.
I believe I will.
Save maybe, well, there's neither here nor there. You'll find out. So, did you know your uncle well?
No, I did not, fortunately.
It's a shame what happened.
What happened?
You don't know.
No.
Him and your aunt were, well, not sure exactly how it happened, but they were trampled to death.
You can't laugh.
Trampled
It's not
to
funny.
death. Their corpses were found in the road just outside Helix, bloodied and twisted in the mud.
Trampled by what?
I would assume aurochs, maybe large horses.
Now, do you think there's any signs of foul play here?
I'm not a gambling man, but if I were, I would put my money on it.
Did they have any enemies?
Individuals, I don't know, but it's possible that someone would look poorly upon what they have done in the past. You see, they also shared your sentiment for those of the orc blood.
I see. So both of them?
Yes. Yes.
Shall we get this show on the road, friend?
Let's get the show on the road. Continuing down the road, the day passes on, and that night...
Is this a rest of some sort, or?
Yeah, are you... you definitely have time for a short rest if you want to use one of your hit die.
Can't hurt.
Okay. And...
Wait, or can't. Huh?
What did I get hit by recently?
The
those
man, the grandpa.
thugs with the
Oh,
maces.
yeah,
But you were in bear form, so you're probably still at full hit points.
Yeah.
Because when you change out of that, you still have your regular
I
hit
most
points.
recently was hit by you.
Oh, that's right. that's what was hit. Sorry.
Oh, rewinding slightly. Also, in this caravan of caravans, there was a familiar group. That weird wizard dude, Sly, that was on your boat, also is traveling in your direction.
Sly the diviner or whatever?
Sly the medium.
Yeah.
The guy that was into some weird kinky shit.
Yeah, he was like forcing his workers to like dance around pantsless for
Yeah,
him and
and
things
I have
like
a
that.
photo.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing on your phone all the time? Just looking at those photos?
Yeah, social crystal. But I will post them. We'll keep an eye on that guy. That woman isn't around, is she?
Which woman?
The ginger that I yelled to in the street.
No, she's not around. That night, everyone like posts up. All the caravans sort of like gather together in a circle, and everyone's like putting out these lanterns, these like big lanterns that they're making sure are all full of oil, and like in a big ring around the area. And there's several like campfires that are going, and everyone seems very diligent about having ample amounts of light. Even people in their tents are bringing little lanterns with them.
Never mind. I'm assuming this is being done for me as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's light for your guys' tent. Mr. Fucking Gorvinal Roantree gives you guys a lantern with oil. He also has like a chest that's just like full of oil jars to make sure that the lamps stay lit.
Sid asks Gorbanal, like, so what is the fear of all the shadows here? What's going on with that?
The darkness comes, and it will take the souls of the people who are consumed by it. If you're caught in the shadows, you'll become the darkness.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Do I hear that?
Yeah, he says openly. He says, no one really knows what it is, but I've seen them with my own eyes. The shadows moving in the jungles.
They just look like shadows?
People wander off in the night and they never come back.
Where's Wally in the bag and all this?
Wally's got his bag in the wagon, and he's staying in the wagon, just like leaned up against it. As the darkness comes, roll me a perception check, both of you.
10.
19.
Coming from the bag, you hear, "Would you like a butterscotch?"
Oh. That we hear that.
Yeah, would you like a butterscotch?
Yes, I would. Trying to trick Wally.
Wally looks over at you and he says, "I didn't want to tell you, but I have to get him there. I have to get him back to where his wife was buried. Grandma, I never knew her, but."
Alright, let's see. And I look into the bag.
You open the bag. Wally lets you, and you're looking down at the corpse of Otto, withered, and his skin is gaunt and sucked to the skull of his cheekbones.
Orbanal, do you have you ever seen anything like this here?
He looks over at the corpse and he says, I've seen a dead body or two.
I knew that was coming.
I mean more like this black ichor, like the dead is alive kind of thing.
You don't see any black ichor exposed, and the wounds that were on this corpse before have disappeared.
Well, Wally.
So he just looks like a dead body.
It just
Yeah.
looks like a dead body. His fingernail,
It's
his
whispering about
tips of
bodies.
his fingers have become like blackened, and like the spots around his ears have also become
So he's
blackened.
fairly harmless, would you say?
He appears to be fully dead right now.
Even though he's whispering about butterscotch.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Wally.
The corpse is also tied up in this thing. He didn't untie the corpse. He just folded it up and put it in a bag.
Hey Cecil, can I borrow your knife for a second?
Read my mind, Sid.
I take it and I just poke my finger and I drop a bit of blood.
Oh, God, no.
In the bag.
That's not what I was thinking.
Okay. You drop a bit of blood in the bag, and it lands on the cheek of the corpse of Otto Gloomtree. Nothing happened.
Alright, all seems good.
Well, Wally, this is your problem, and I'm going to be quite upset. And we're going to have to raise your wages if this thing attacks me in my slumber.
I'd have to agree with him, and that is a weird thing to say.
You'll come around to it.
Well, I appreciate you trusting me. I will make sure that my grandfather doesn't harm you again.
Well, he never harmed me, but he almost got old Sid here.
Yeah, good looking out, Wally. I'm gonna hold you to it.
I'm tied up tight. I'm kind of settle in for my trance scrolling.
Okay, so you guys settle in for the evening.
Trance scrolling.
You,
Is that how you
That's how I
sleep?
trance, is I just mindlessly scroll through social media.
eyes just glaze over.
it's
You're like,
It's a two-handed job.
that night, Sid, you have a dream, or a trance vision. Really, you're in a big open field with these yellow little flowers on the ground. It's nighttime. It's dark. The moonlight isn't even out. You're having a trouble seeing in this lack of light, even with your dark vision. A shadowy figure swoops from behind you. Small, winged creature. A raven swooping at your back, cawing loudly as it tries to swipe its talons across your back.
Oh shit.
It hits you. You take 4 psychic damage as this thing strikes you. How do you react?
In my dream, how do I react?
Yes.
Remember your last dream came to life, too.
I shed my clothes and instantly turn into a badass looking dire wolf.
Okay. You shed your clothes and become a dire wolf. It's a bonus action, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do now that you're a dire wolf?
I try to attack this fucking crow thing, and I miss.
You miss. As you try and swipe this crow, your claws seem like they're going to make contact, but this thing bursts into a cloud of little black moths that are flying, fluttering in a swarm all around you. They're batting at your eyeballs and trying to crawl into your ears. As you let out a howl in your wolf form, they begin cramming themselves into your mouth, working their way and down your throat, choking you. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
12.
You feel
13.
you feel these things clogging your throat. You're unable to breathe. What do you do?
Just try and swallow them down. Try and have them moth Sunday.
You keep choking down the moths.
I'm a wolf. I eat moths.
You can feel them scratching and clawing in your throat and in your stomach. Give me another Constitution saving throws. You take 4 more psychic damage. Or a will save, actually. Let's do a will save.
3.
Okay. They crawl deeper into you as you hear the call of a raven in the trees above you. bloop, 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 or whatever that weird sound that ravens make, you know. Bloop, bloop.
That's pretty good.
Roll me a will saving throw.
You're gonna KO me in my dreams. Nat 20!
You have 4 in a row, basically.
You sit up from your trance vision, and you can still feel like scratching in your throat as you let out a cough, and a single black moth flies from your mouth.
Can I catch it?
You can try, yeah. Go ahead and give me a dexterity attack.
14.
Okay, you grab the moth in your hand, and when you open your hand, a single drop of black ichor sits in your palm.
Oh no. Cool, yeah, I just go back to sleep. Did I actually get fucking hurt?
Yeah, there's something, like, you're just super shaken. You're not feeling as healthy as you would normally, or as powerful as you normally would, right? You took that psychic damage.
Would I have noticed this at all, or I sleep right through it? I don't sleep, but scroll right through it.
Give me a perception check at disadvantage as you're deep in the scroll.
2. I got
You-
a 2 and a 3.
You have no fucking idea.
Yeah, just deep in the scroll.
Deep in the scroll.
Reading hashtags.
Just hear the Pornhub song go off.
Sacred crystal.
Okay.
Hey, you gotta quit sleeping. That shit's bad for you.
That's it.
Every time you go to sleep, something attacks you.
Sid needs to get addicted to drugs.
Oh, God, no. Not the wide-eye.
The line.
You guys, the sun rises in the morning, and people start getting ready to pack up their caravans and get moving. There's a meager breakfast of hardtack and cold bacon passed around.
Is there a vegetarian option?
Gloom, what's his name? Not Gloomtree. Roantree. Gorvenal Roantree says, I think I have something around here. And he digs around in one of the chests and he pulls out an uncooked potato. And he says, will this work?
I whip out my crystal to take a note. I'm going to need to teach these people about food.
You don't just take a bite of the raw potato.
No, I don't even. To me, it looks like mud.
Oh man. So would I have gotten an actual fucking rest from that shit, or am I just hurt?
No, you didn't get a rest in.
Okay.
Yeah, that terrible dream prevented you from getting your full night's rest, unfortunately. So, the next day, you guys are heading out, and you're in the back of the pack of this caravan run that's going down this road. Ahead of you, you see these massive trees. This whole time you've been like traveling in like open fields. Now there's this massive fucking jungle trees in front of you, dripping with vines and moss, and the road, like a tunnel, goes into the jungle. It is currently raining. The ground is muddy, and about an hour into the jungle, you guys hear a awful snapping sound, cracking, as one of your wheels on your wagon hits a rut in the road, and the axle of it snaps, and your wagon grinds to a halt. Gorvenal looks distressed as he hops out of the wagon, checking out the damage. He says, "This is going to take a few hours to fix."
Well, I call to the other wagon. May I catch a ride, good sir?
They're a ways off, and give me I'll give a perception check. One man turns around and looks. He's like a younger guy, maybe even like barely 15. Turns and looks at you. And he's sitting on the back of the wagon. He just goes, "No," and shakes his head as the wagons disappear from sight.
Unruly peasant.
Gorvenal's on his back in the mud, attempting to repair the axle of the wagon. What are you guys doing?
I think I'd probably be down there with him, trying to help.
I have not gotten off the wagon, making it difficult.
Okay. The orc.
I don't know why I'm leaning into this so hard. It's
You're
creepy
so
as
good
shit.
at it.
The orc Rurik is also like helping by like lifting the wagon up. And
I not dismount and oh yes. So it looks like if you connect that with the connecting rod and you use the turny turn to squiggle in there, just kind of mindlessly prattering on, snapping a few photos every now and then.
give me a perception check.
Hashtag teaching Southerners how to wheel. I got a 9.
Okay. I'll have Josh roll one when he gets back.
My perception's weird because it's -1, but it's also something I'm proficient in. So then I get the +2. So it's really only a +1.
Better than a -1.
Yeah, I guess.
Not much though.
I really love the idea of Cecil being very unperceptive. It's just like he's lived way too high for way too long.
Okay. So, roll me a perception check.
Okay. 9.
Okay. A couple hours pass, and it seems like there's some good headway on the wagon. It gets repaired. Gloomtree crawls out from underneath it and gets back up. I keep calling him Gloomtree. His name's Roantree. Gets back up, as well as the orc. Gets back into the driver's seat. Says, well, let's be off. It's dangerous now that we're alone.
Let's go, friends.
Okay.
Load up.
They whip the aurochs
It
into...
is rather odd that the caravan left us behind.
Yes, well, they're all on a schedule, aren't they?
Well, yes, and so are we. We are by far the more important schedule.
I would agree. Any case, whips the wagon into forward motion. The aurochs fucking start pulling the wagon through the muck again. And not long, a few minutes down the road, you guys come across a lone figure standing in the road in a cloak, leaning on a staff.
Oh my god. We're about to be Robin Hooded.
He throws his hood back. It's a young, handsome, half-elven man, blonde hair. He says, greetings, friends. I hate to inform you, but a small toll will be needed for you to pass through these woods.
How right you are, sir. What are we talking?
100 gold pieces, and I'll let you pass.
Okay. Thank you. Hand it over.
I'm afraid you misunderstand.
Oh, no, it's
It is
clear.
me
as
who
day.
you will be paying.
Oh.
Me and my friends. And he lets out a whistle, and you see these figures stand up out of the darkness
What
with
sort
their
of
bows
service
drawn.
are you offering? Are you leading us through? Are you protecting us from these woods?
Does not appear that they are offering that. No, friend. It is but a toll. A toll to be paid to spare your life.
100 gold, that's pretty steep, friend.
It's been one of those days. I would like to attempt to charm him.
Okay.
Sick.
DC 13.
DC 13. Was kind of save on it? I can't remember. Wisdom, maybe?
Sure. I don't
He fails.
I was not prepared for that. Well, I feel like for 100 gold, the 100 gold that you'll be paying us, I feel like we can allow you to join us. You and your friends, perhaps 20 gold each for them. As we give you safe passage through these woods, but I will understand too if you would like to just come along and we could maybe settle up later.
For a friend, I suppose
Yes, and fast friends we are. I'm Cecil Richard Alabaster Bertram Swordsweat, and what would your name be?
He says, my name. My name is my name is Pyrrhus the Honest.
Pirate? Pyrus what?
Pyrus the Honest.
Pyrus the Honest. Huh,
Sid is very impressed right now by what just happened.
I can tell that you are a man who carries honor in his heart.
an only.
Far too few coin in his wallet. A friend of mine is a friend of mine. And I suppose that I can let you pass for, let's say a modest fee of 5 silver.
Yes, 5 silver. I suppose that's reasonable. You know, it is worth the time, and time is money. You know what they said. I believe Mr. Deathsong here has a purse around here somewhere. Oh, right, that's ours. Sid, give the man 6 silver, 5 silver, 4 silver.
Sid is just like really confused at what the fuck is just happening. He's just like, what? Like, I don't think he
And will
really
you be
knows.
joining us through these woods?
Oh, I'm afraid not.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
Part of the deal.
five silver then
Yes,
for,
so 4 silver.
for friends.
Yes, excuse me. I'm definitely nudging at Sid to give him a 4 silver.
Gorvenal will hop off the wagon and reach into his coin purse,
Sid
producing
holds his hand out and he's like, oh. And he flicks the guy 5 silver.
Pyrus grabs
4
the silver out of the
but,
air,
Okay.
looks
A
in his
tip
hand
for
and
you and your
says,
friends.
"The exchange has been made. You will pass without our interference." And he steps aside, waving you down the lane.
That was brilliant.
Fucking. That was wild. Alright.
You hear a shout from the woods. 5 silver? That wouldn't even fill my flagon of ale!
Onward! Onward!
And you hear Pyrus saying, "Hush now! They're friends!
Yes. And fast friends at that!
The fastest friends in town! Let them pass!
I will remember you, Pyrus. Pyrus the Honest.
Shall we meet again, my friend?" And he takes a bow.
Adieu. Bowing from the back of the wagon.
Okay.
Despite damage.
As you guys continue on.
I too have no idea what just happened.
Just like black out. And the charisma comes. Oh my.
As you guys make your way further through the woods, or the jungle, rather, eventually pops out into, again, large fields. Oh, wait, hold on. At one point, you guys crossed over a bridge. Let's see. That was a while ago. So, you guys come out again into these wide open plains, and several miles down this road, you see a small village. And Gorvenal will say, "There it is. There's Helix." It's a small village.
Where?
There's a windmill slowly turning, as well as a few ramshackle thatched roofed houses. Hovels, really. And a stone church.
And so this is what we own. All of this.
Oh no! Oh no. Sourceway Manor is on the other side of town, on the hills. And he points over to some hills. You see a small little building. Hard to make out from this distance.
Beautiful.
Suppose we would want to be in the hills
It's
to make sure
beautiful
you're all
here.
doing what you need to be doing.
Sid falls in love.
And so, our heroes reach the hamlet of Helix.